My jaw dropped when I saw the trailer for Reanimal. Reanimal, a game by Tarsier Studios and THQ Nordic, was revealed at Gamescom 2024, complete with a terrifying trailer and a playable demo. In this video, we'll be breaking down everything we know about Reanimal, what we can expect or not expect, and maybe even a few things we can theorize about. I think a perfect jumping off point would be to talk about what Tarsier has already given us. So on Steam, this is what the description reads. In this co-op horror adventure game, you play as a brother and sister who go through hell to rescue their missing friends. Exploring by boat and on land, you must use your wits to survive, work together to escape the hellish island and the dark secret that haunts you. So, it's a co-op game where we play as siblings looking for our friends. But it manages to tease us with its ambiguousness. Do they mean we're going through hell literally or figuratively? And also just saying we are really good people to go through all this to find our friends. Maybe this is a story about found family, and they go on to say these two kids are actually orphans too. What's even better, it seems to have some kind of open world quality to it. Traverse an intriguing but terrifying world where the main path is only one part of the fragmented story. Discover all sorts of mysterious locations on your perilous journey, each with its own story to tell. So there's more secrets to discover than that of just the main storyline, which means longer optional content? I mean, did you ever wish you could just have more Little Nightmares after you already beat the game? Well, now we potentially got that, hopefully at various degrees of difficulty too. I think this is a sign the lore in this game will go very, very deep. Tarsier Studios is bringing their unique visual style to bear on a whole host of new twisted monsters and broken, yet resilient child characters. Fragments of the children's troubled past have been used as inspiration for their character design and for the monsters that now torment them. Let's be honest, I think the monsters speak for themselves. Something worth mentioning too is the short moment where the sister is unconscious and starts floating. The brother and some other kids behind are reaching and grabbing. Then we hear this voice.
I thought you were dead.
Obviously, our objective is to not die, but maybe dying in this world has other implications since they pointed it out through dialogue. Let's move on specifically to the title. What does it mean? Reanimal. And not to start the video off with theorizing, but Reanimal instantly makes me think reanimate. We hear a girl speak immediately after the beginning of the trailer. Then flashes of these beautiful locations, then a shot of a sheep laying motionless on the ground. Then not so motionless.
Nothing lasts forever.
Maybe in this world, instead of dying, you could be reanimated through an animal's body. The animals that I can actually identify in this trailer are sheep and pigs, both of which were sacrificial animals throughout history. Although it looks similar, Gamescom goers were able to play a short demo, and many have said it breaks a lot of the consistencies we saw in Little Nightmares. So it seems like it'll be taking more liberties and risks. Things like breaking the left-to-right progression of the game, and even a top-down spinning chase sequence. It seems like Tarsier went even further with playing with level depth, like moving front to back toward the camera. Basically having a deeper sort of dollhouse aesthetic, and from the trailer it looks like we'll be using that rowboat a lot too. One more thing we can't forget to mention is the co-op. This game will be a couch co-op and online co-op, and something of note is that it's a shared camera experience. So in my opinion, it'll make it more difficult and claustrophobic. The part that I might be most excited for in Reanimal is the art direction they look like they're going with. You can see similarities in this game and Little Nightmares, but I think what we're really seeing is Tarsier's style in different shades. Little Nightmares has a cute and playful horror to it, which is great, but Reanimal seems a bit more brutal. Also, you can see obvious inspirations from Spirited Away's No Face. Once again, Tarsier seems to have taken a preference to using children as their protagonists. The main characters are the orphan siblings, and they have their own kind of style for sure. The little girl in the main two seems to be wearing a plain white dress, maybe even just a pillowcase. She also has a white mask covering any discernible facial features, and it seems like it's an animal. A mouse or a cat, maybe even like a dragon or something. Her brother looks like he wears a rather large brown bag over his head and shoulders, almost like a cow poncho mix. That sack is tied around his throat with a rope. Safe? No. Practical? No. Interesting? Yeah. And so far, we don't have names for either of these two. Besides what we know of the main characters, we do see a brief sequence where we're rowing a boat with 3 others. What do you think? Are these the kids we're trying to save? Last thing about our characters, it looks like we're going to have dialogue in this game, which I'm really interested in. Like, will it be close up or far away? I'm interested to see how they execute it. Now, the part that everyone's been talking about, and probably the most exciting part, are the monsters that were showcased in this trailer alone. I mean, this trailer showed like 15, 16 different types of monsters. The first one is the lifeless sheep that reanimates right before our eyes. And it gives this like deep guttural bleat. And actually, I'm just now realizing bleats are heard all throughout this trailer in different tones and qualities. My least favorite one is this one. The next is a humanoid, so we know we're not just going against these walking dead animals. It's a man in this semi-formal hat that is seen dragging a lifeless body up a few stairs and into an old, dilapidated cinema. Presumably, the same man is seen a little bit later crawling frantically down a long table, seemingly searching for the 2 siblings that are running underneath him. Again, Tarsier loves this dichotomy of adults versus children and how he's scrambling to get them. I don't know why he's trying to get them, but he is. We also have that no-face type creature, the one where he's rampaging through the bathhouse. If you haven't seen the movie Spirited Away, I highly, highly recommend it. You won't be disappointed. This monster seems like it might be following us for a long time in this game because he's in all various different locations, and he's angry, he's busting through walls, and he's not going to stop until he gets us. That pig from the teaser is also seen very briefly too, but it looks like it's standing up on 2 feet this time. Very unsettling. Then we see the duo using a motor on the old boat, maybe there's upgrades, blasting past multiple naked, slimy, or bloody humans floating in the ocean. If you look closely too, you'll see extremely long, weird arms and hands grasping out of the water. Then there's a man pedaling on a tiny tricycle. He's frantically pushing toward the orphans in an open alleyway, and although he's already creepy just at first glance, if you look harder, his head is completely turned upside down. Beautiful. Great. Now I think the scariest one of them all are these boneless, wrinkly bodies that like slop out of a number of suitcases and slither toward the brother and sister as we run for our lives toward the camera. And finally, obviously, the big multi-limbed sheep propped between 2 huge buildings. I don't even know what to say about this one. Let's get the hell out of here. The locations in this game definitely vary, but the looming fog and the cold blue filter linger throughout most of the shots. This island certainly has a long-standing curse or a meaning or something. Look at these houses. They look like mountainsides with a small pass between them. All of them are right against the ocean. Maybe they're built into the rock. Either way, we get the feeling that this is an old area with rotting wood, crumbling rock, and deep, deep waters. It's a place where its life has long since passed. They have that dilapidated cinema, but I have a feeling no one's going there to watch a movie. We also see this clip with a ton of beds stacked up. Maybe it's another orphanage. Maybe it's the orphanage. Overall, the locations showcased here look almost as scary as the monsters themselves. And now with all this information that we've gotten, what we don't have is a release date. It looks like Tarsier is keeping this hand close to their chest, so we just have to keep an eye open, an ear open. I will say my partner thinks that they are competing against Little Nightmares 3. Let me know what you think about that idea. It's possible, and they did come out with a demo right as soon as Little Nightmares 3 did, so maybe they are trying to come out at the same time, which is 2025. Hopefully we can get these 2 orphans to where they need to go and get their friends back safe and sound. But until then, I will see you next time. Peace!